Shout out to Mr. Vuyo Zungula. Shout out to Mr. Shivambu for always doing a good performance on his YouTube channel, bringing different schools of thought, bringing different minds, different intelligence of people to speak and address the nation and share their wisdom and understanding of specific things. I want you guys to listen to something Mr. Vuyo Zungula was saying about black unity and the reason why we need, to work together. Like, work together. And I want you guys, I know there's another video I did speaking about Mr. Vuyo Zungula, and I was sharing my opinion. But with this one, my opinion agrees with him more because of what he was saying. The first one, I was replying to what he was saying then. This one is about this. But this is powerful, Bafetu. Listen here.
What modes do you think would be best for this cooperation in an ideal world?
Like an umbrella organization, I think it's UDC in Botswana that had one. I think MDC also in Zimbabwe is an umbrella body. So there's practical cases where it has worked because we can't run away from the fact that people are still aligned and they still love their own political parties. So the best way to retain the people's political parties, but at the same time work in a way that will enable the working together and the collaboration to give us the numbers that we need to achieve the total liberation of our country. It is only through, an umbrella body. So that is what I would think as an individual that it's something that would perhaps work in the best interest. But sometimes we need to sit down and check the possibilities and check the strengths. For example, if you want to tackle KZN, you can't run away from the fact that MK there is doing quite well.
Yeah.
So if we're to find a way to work together with MK in that particular province, it would be much more easier to get the numbers that we want instead of maybe trying to have another way. So ours is to say we just need to be flexible.
Sure.
But at the same time, if we keep our goal being achieving total liberation for the interests of the oppressed majority, which is black people, then the other modalities and the other ways become secondary because I think the conversations as to working together, we started from the back in the sense that we start with the last things to say, but who's going to be president? Which party are we going to go with? But in our view, the first question that needs to be asked is to say, what needs to be done for the interests of the black child? So if we're saying that we need to transform the economy to be reflective of our racial demographics, we need to make sure that the mineral wealth benefits South Africans. So if we agree on what needs to be done, and then the following question would be, who then is best suited for what? Then a person can say, but so-and-so is very clear, gives confidence on issues concerning law, for example. Therefore, let us take Advocate Dalimpo for that particular reason. Take Advocate Skakane, because they know the justice system and how it could be transformed.
Sure.
Let's take so-and-so to deal with the trade and industry, and we're looking at the skills.
Yeah.
Instead of saying first who needs to be president, without even understanding the type of skills that are needed in order to win the fight that we are embarking on. So that is why you find that sometimes these conversations they're demoralizing and demotivating because it means that most of the party leaders or political parties, the issues concerning the black people become a last resort. What is eminent in their view, who's going to be what?
That's so true. It feels like who leads and which party is put in the forefront and all of that becomes more important than how do we actually dislodge the inequality and injustice in our society. But the funny thing is that if you were able to find a way to work together, then there'd be more for everyone anyway, if it was done right. work together, then there'd be more for everyone anyway, if it was done right.
Definitely, everyone would be accommodated. Everyone would be, and I think for me, I would rather be part of a system that will enable me to make real change instead of being part of a system whereby the change will be managed. Because if you look at the current GNU arrangement, yes, we've got all of these parties. I made an example about PAC. But whatever they want to do or they wish to do, whatever their campaign messages or the ethos of PAC, which is the land, it will never become a reality because it is managed within a system. But we need to ask ourselves or push for a process whereby let us change the system that is constraining or restricting what we as political parties can do for the betterment of our society. Because currently the system is managing the politics basically. But if we're to say, let's put aside, not really put aside political parties, but let's focus more on the interests of the broader collective of the oppressed black people in order to have power to change the system so that we, all of our political parties, all of the people we claim to love and represent, get to have a better country basically. Because for us, one of the biggest mistakes we are making now is to make our struggle to be centered around our own political parties or us as individuals, instead of saying, let us take it a step back and say, the people come first, the oppressed majority of our people come first. So let's focus on, changing their lives. Instead of having Musizwe as a minister, what are you going to do there? You're not going to do anything.
Yeah. Of course, he's going there and there and there. It's hard for him to reach a conclusion, to make a point. I get it. It happens to the best of us. But I like this proposal that political parties, and if a political party happens to get into power, they shouldn't cling into power alone. They should allow even other political parties to contribute wherever they can, as long as they have the capacity and the capability. That one I agree with. That, okay, legal framework, if it's Mr. Sizo, if it's Mr. Godred Gade, Mr. Godred Gade is an attorney, is a lawyer, well qualified, always winning cases, never losing cases. Mr. Godred Gade, go read about this, you'll see. Assign him legal framework. If it's about whatever it is, we put people who are qualified based on merit. I agree with that. That's a powerful way of putting this thing. Yes, put egos aside, put political parties aside. You are still representing your political party, like what is happening in Tshwane. I think what Mr. Vuyo Zungula is trying to say is that he wants a vision of a black unity or black people working together or political parties working together, like what is happening in Tshwane, the government of Tshwane. Though in Tshwane, those different political parties, have put their egos aside. They are working to benefit the people of Tshwane. I think he's talking about something like that. If he's talking about what is happening in Tshwane, I want the government of South Africa to do that and the Progressive Caucus to do that. I want that. Whether it's whatever, as long as they are working to benefit. And I agree with the things they're doing. Of course, I want to agree with everything. But majority of it, we as black people must feel represented. As long as we feel represented and they want to do it like how Tshwane is doing. These political parties can do it. Of course, not with the ANC. Or maybe if with the ANC, not with the current leadership of the ANC. Maybe with a new radicalized, decisive leader. Maybe it can be done. Of course, not with white people, not with the DA, not with the Freedom Front Plus. Just black political parties. Yeah, even if Mr. Gaten Mackenzie can come, as long as he's contributing to benefit the black majority. And of course, benefiting the whole country. They can do it, Bafit. In Tshwane, they've done it. They must do it also nationally. I agree with this. It's powerful stuff, but it is what it is. We thank you very much.